Hi, and welcome to the Demonstrating Implementation Excellence stream of SNOMED CT Expo 2023. My name is Farzan Ashrafi, and I am a senior terminologist at SNOMED International. I will be moderating today's session. All questions will be answered at the conclusion of the presentation. So online attendees, please use the Q&A button to type your questions. And on-site attendees, if you can please use the microphone in the middle of the room so the online attendees can hear you. I'm now pleased to introduce Andrea Riedel from University Hospital Erlangen-Nuremberg, who will be presenting benefits and challenges in local and cross-consortia SNOMED CT use of data integration centers of the German Medical Informatics Initiative. Andrea, please proceed.
Hello, my name is Andrea Riedel, and I am a German PhD student and medical data scientist at the University Hospital Erlangen-Nuremberg. Our hospital is located in Bavaria, in the south of Germany, and is part of the German Medical Informatics Initiative. Today, I'm very happy to present to you the benefits and challenges in local and cross-consortia SNOMED CT use at data integration centers of this initiative. I would like to start now with an introduction about the data integration centers of the German Medical Informatics Initiative. As it is written on the homepage of the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research, the digital transformation in the German healthcare sector is developing, and we need reliable health data. But this is not just a national problem, rather than an international problem which needs international solutions. The Federal Ministry of Education and Research promotes the MRI with the aim of benefiting research, healthcare, and patients through intelligently interconnected data from routine care. The MRI provides evidence of its utility through various clinical use cases. Furthermore, the initiative seeks to strengthen the fields of medical informatics by supporting and training new talents. Following the conceptual, construction, and networking phases, the MRI has demonstrated its success and long-term potential, receiving an additional 400 million euros for the expansion and developing phase. Within this phase, enhanced collaboration and interoperability also among university hospitals will take place. We as the Data Integration Center Erlangen want to use this for further exchange regarding SNOMED CT applications to support the long-term perspective of the MRI. As part of the MRI, an infrastructure of decentralized data exchange is being established. This consists of 4 nationally founded consortia involving all university hospitals in Germany. Currently, there are 32 data integration centers located at these university hospitals, as seen here. The consortia are known as the Future, Heimed, Miracum, and Smith. The Data Integration Center, as part of the IT department of the University Hospital Erlangen-Nuremberg, is under the leadership of Professor Dr. Hans-Ulrich Prokosch. He is also the consortium leader of Miracum, Medical Informatics for Research and Care in University Medicine. Data integration centers serve as the hubs of the MRI. Routine data of a medical center are converged, ensuring decentralized cross-location data exchange between patient care and clinical and biomedical research. Data privacy and data protection play a crucial role in this context. Furthermore, data integration center teams not only work in the context of use cases, they also engage in exchanging knowledge about the latest technical developments. Consequently, data integration centers serve as a pivotal node within the MRI and part of a global network of research institutes, industry partners, and competitors. For today's conference in particular, I would like to mention the team PhD from the Data Integration Center Erlangen, which stands for Projects, Harmonization, and Data Quality. As a part of this team, I support projects, conduct quality data checks, perform fire modeling, and work on harmonization efforts. We also place special emphasis on advancing the latest developments in semantic interoperability, and therefore have dedicated experts for key terminologies such as SNOMED, LOINC, and so on. Why was SNOMED CT introduced in Germany as part of the MRI? As early as the conceptual phase in 2016, it was determined that the terminology standard of routine data is essential for research purposes. This standard should be internationally compatible. Consequently, SNOMED CT, the world's largest medical terminology, was chosen. In March 2020, a special agreement was reached for a pilot phase of 1 to 3 years between SNOMED International and the TMF, the MRI Coordination Center, to license the MRI. At that time, the TMF formed the Provisional National Release Center. This has led Germany to officially become a member of SNOMED internationally on January 1st, 2021, with the National Release Center transitioning to the Federal Institutes for Drug and Medical Devices. To enable hospitals to access healthcare data in a syntactically and semantically standardized manner, implementation guides are provided as modules within the MRI core datasets. These include both basic modules aligning with the pre-existing German reimbursement standard and extension modules for specific use cases and projects. The data structure is defined based on LSHA 7 FHIR. Furthermore, the semantic annotations contained therein are defined based on international terminologies, such as NOINC and SNOMED CT. This is intended to ensure that interoperable data for research purposes can be exchanged across locations using a common standard. Moving on to the next item on our agenda, I will provide an overview of all the projects and work involving SNOMED CT at the Data Integration Center Erlangen. Due to time constraints, we won't be able to go into every detail, so I will focus on specific projects. The Data Integration Center functions as a local node in several projects, providing data and expertise as needed. Since these projects involve several data partners, each with their own source system, harmonization is a key aspect for each project's success. For example, the POLAR project works to improve medication safety, while the ABI project aimed at integrating medical data and biobanks. However, it may happen that an intersection of the same data is needed within the two projects, and it is precisely such information that needs to be bundled in the Data Integration Center in order to be able to coordinate and implement deriving tasks. This slide shows more a technical point of view of our Data Integration Center. One goal is to fill our central data stores, mostly FHIR servers, with harmonized and semantically annotated data. To this end, we developed ETL, extraction, transform, and load processes, which transform data from our local hospital source system into a format compatible with the MRI routes, meaning FHIR sources enriched with semantic codes. For example, the lab to FHIR transforms lab results into FHIR according to the core dataset specifications, using NOINC for test codes and SNOMED CT for the results. We use some third-party tools which already have built-in mapping functionality like Trinetics. We also connect other project-specific sources like data from other standardized export interfaces or patient apps like the patient-reported outcomes to FHIR in the RECOOL projects. Additionally, we conduct supporting tasks like assembling a collection of information on our mapping projects and SNOMED CT in general, or an internal database of codes and post-coordinated expressions that may be used for mapping. On this slide, I would like to go into more detail about the RECOOL project so that you can get a better and more detailed understanding of our work in the Data Integration Center Erlangen. Our efforts to add SNOMED CT codes to questionnaires documenting patient-reported outcome measures of patients with recurrent erythriasis. The questionnaires used in this project cover several topics like family, socio-demographic data, or physical activities. Our goal is not just to annotate the questions for internal use, but to provide our annotations to all sites participating in the project. The mapping process provides to be quite time-consuming, since the questionnaires were in German and there is currently no full translation of SNOMED CT available. Also, some questions require complex post-coordinated expressions, leading us to struggle with the limitations of the MRCM. For some items, especially those peculiar to Germany, we weren't able to find suitable codes at all, even using post-coordination. A good example for a question leading to a complex cross-coordinated expression is this question about employment in the last 12 months. Since no fitting pre-coordinated concepts were available and a temporal aspect is involved, we decided to start with the concept finding with explicit context. First, we added the employed aspect via the attribute associated finding. Now we need to define the time frame. Our first idea was to use the combination of the attribute time aspect and the value annual. Was this actually differs in meaning from the original question? So we went with the temporal context and past time specified to model the temporal aspect. Even for is next the last 12 months aspect of the original question. Checking the MRCM also shows us that while both attributes we used are valid attributes for finding with explicit context, there's no better fitting value for the temporal context attribute in the list of allowed attributes. As previously mentioned, another challenge is the mapping of concepts particular to Germany. For example, the question asked about occupational groups. One answer option is mithelfende Familienangehörige, which means someone working in a family business they do not own without pay. While this is a common term in the German social security system, finding a fitting SNOMED CT code is quite difficult. One result of our research was the concept care for relatives. After taking a look at the parent concept, it is clear that this concept could not be mapped since it implies a caregiver relationship, not a family business. Similarly, help by relatives implies someone receiving help or care from relatives in a daily living scenario, not in the context of a family business. Now I would like to introduce our first draft of a mapping database. We originally developed it for our lab result to SNOMED CT mapping use case, which was presented at as an e-poster at last year's SNOMED CT Expo. The primary reason we could not use existing tools was our need for an end-to-end mapping support. The mapping of the result, the minus symbol here, to the SNOMED CT term depends on the internal laboratory code this result value originally belongs to. Since minus could also mean negative when used with other internal lab codes, since the conventions differ between lab teams. The slide shows the user interface of our database. We developed it using Microsoft Access. All information from the mapping is presented in the UI field. The input data is given in the dark gray section here, including the LOIN code, its description, originally lab code, the unit associated with the test, and the text result itself. The mapping results can then be entered in the lower section, starting with the SNOMED CT code here. Since our target data model is a fire observation, we also add fire-specific codes like a data absent reason code here and an observation status here. Additionally, a mapping correlation using the SNOMED correlation code is specified here. Another important benefit of this database is the predefined process. With the help of clear responsibilities, it is possible both to carry out a structured mapping process and to enable transparency for later analysis. For example, the names of the respective mapper or validators are also captured. In addition, we have opted for a double validation process that is checked for both formal correctness and also for the correctness from a medical point of view. Due to the dynamic nature of this field, continuing education is an important building block for our work, and we always introduce our new employees to SNOMED CT so that they can perform mappings with the basic knowledge. This enables us to continuously develop our previously mentioned mapping validation approach and incorporate new insights into the process. An important foundation for onboarding is provided by an internal information platform, where we gather all essential information, such as an overview of all projects using SNOMED CT or input tools for SNOMED CT applications. Nationally, we also participate in the training sessions organized by BFORM or TMF, but we also conduct our own training and on-site visits in the MRI context to share our expertise with other MRI locations and promote a harmonized approach within German university hospitals. For example, in November 2022, I conducted an on-site visit in Erlangen on the topic of SNOMED CT, including practical examples. We always strive to engage in international exchange, which is why I'm glad to be part of this year's SNOMED CT conference. Finally, I would like to summarize with the last slides which benefits and challenges as a data integration center like ours in Erlangen will face in the future and the ones we are already dealing with. Locally, looking at the Erlangen site specifically, the PhD team has been established that has acquired a high level of expertise. This enabled us at the site to support employees across projects and contribute interdisciplinary knowledge. Additionally, we have developed our own database for our mapping processes, which is intended to provide us with an overview of all mapping activities. This is aimed at preventing duplication work and inconsistencies in the future. A long-term goal is also to standardize free text through this process and enable structures availability for research and routine operations. Another significant benefit of our daily work is the acquisition of new insights and the analysis of our own data across different departments and devices. We sustainably document these and many more pieces of information on the internal platform to maintain transparency and quickly onboard new employees with current work. When viewed in the context of the MII, initial successes have already been achieved with German MII file profiles through the use of SNOMED CT codes, making data interoperable across data integration centers. The community also benefits from active exchange, contributing significantly to the avoidance of duplicated efforts. From an international perspective, engagement with terminology leads to the continuous development of SNOMED CT based on real-world data. Moreover, hands-on exchange at the national and international levels through internships, conferences, and forums serve as an important source of information to integrate international work into the German context. Moreover, our local projects could benefit from concept achievements like international extension of Spain. Despite these numerous achievements, there are still some challenges that need to be overcome to make working with SNOMED CT even more efficient. Each data integration center needs to establish internal mapping and validation processes like those developed in Erlangen. Here, specific focus needs to be set on different needs of subject-specific specialities of different projects. Additionally, the use of SNOMED CT in the German-speaking region is relatively new. For example, the German translation is still in progress. There are also missing codes in the international edition, and therefore good knowledge of other national editions and their possibilities is needed. There are no peculiarities of the German healthcare system and country specifics currently presented in SNOMED CT. Local staff has to do translation work themselves, therefore they need SNOMED CT training. Especially the search for correct codes is challenging and quite time-consuming. In addition, cross-coordination for specific questions like in CUR is complex. We have to convince data provider institutes of feedback meetings, clinic or institute specifics needs to be discussed and recognized. Consequently, first steps regarding exchange need to be more expanded on MII level. It needs to be discussed how to include frequent SNOMED CT editions, edition release updates. And finally, combination with other terminologies are needed in different projects. Therefore, the employees need to have knowledge of various terminologies. As a take-home message, I would like to summarize that data integration centers at German university hospitals are frontrunners in interdisciplinary cross-project and ME-wide collaborations regarding SNOMED CT. The use of SNOMED CT in Germany cannot advance only at the local level, but only through global collaborations with other users. In particular, hands-on exchange related to SNOMED CTs needs to be further expanded both internationally and nationally. In conclusion, I would like to thank all my colleagues and partners who have been involved in various ETL processes and projects. All actively contributes to advancing the use of SNOMED CT in German healthcare with the title We Love Interoperability, because only together we can make an impact. I have now reached the end of my presentation. What as mentioned during the presentation, the use and development of SNOMED CT is based on direct interaction among users. Therefore, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm looking forward to getting in contact with you. I wish you all further exciting insights into SNOMED CT. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Andrea, for the great presentation. Andrea will now take question. As a reminder, if you're in the room and you have a question, please use the mic. And online attendees, please use the Q&A button to post your questions.
Hello.
Yep, please proceed.
Hi, so my name is Joshua. I'm also from Germany, from Lübeck. I think we've been in contact before. My question is about the concepts that you've identified that are currently missing in the international edition for the German peculiarities that we have. Have you been proposing them to our NRC, the BfArM? And I think even more interesting, have you talked to them about actually having a national edition or an extension to SNOMED CT apart from the translation that's ongoing?
Yeah, so as I have explained in the presentation, we have a lot of different projects in parallel, and we are collecting all this data in our internal database, and we want to forward all our different results together to the National Release Center. So this is definitely one of our next steps, yes. And of course, we are also in contact with different groups. For example, on the MII level, we discuss with the ETL experts, and there's also already starting to collect together different codes that are missing, and we want to start to connect with the BfArM together as a group. So we will join this.
Yeah, so I was wondering, because as far as I know, the BfArM currently says is that there is not really going to be a national edition or extension to SNOMED CT apart from translation. And from your talk, I'm getting the impression that might not be the best idea, because there seem to be quite a lot of codes that are very German specific that I don't think really belong in the international edition. So I think we should try to talk to the BfArM, we as the SNOMED drivers in Germany, to reconsider that stance, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. And yeah, just write me an email, and we can get more in touch together and talk about our experience. But I totally agree to your statement today.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your questions.
Yep. Interesting discussion. I have a question for you from one of the online attendees. Do you intend to run national-wide federated data analytics across the different DICs?
Take a look at the question again, sorry.
Oh, sure. So do you intend to run national-wide federated data analytics across the different DIC?
Yes, of course. So there are different approaches. So on the one hand, we have a broad consent developed through the MII. So if a patient agreed on that, we can merge the data over the whole MII. And of course, we will try to do data analysis with SNOMED CT in the future. And if a patient do not agree, we can still do decentralized analysis. So we will bring the algorithm more to the data, to the local data integration centers.
Okay. There is one more question from the room. Please go ahead.
Sorry, so just to add to that, in Germany, there is currently already a system for at least doing feasibility queries for researchers to get data from the DICs to basically do their research on that. But currently, as it stands, because SNOMED CT hasn't really seen a lot of adoption in the past few years, it's not possible to query that data using SNOMED CT. Also, I should add that the MRI is basically designed as a decentralized system, and there isn't really a central platform where the data is loaded into, but all queries will be more or less decentralized anyways.
Okay, I hope that the online requester got their answer from Andrea and the gentleman in the room. Do we have any other question in the room? We don't have a question posted online, but I do have a question for you, Andrea. How exactly did you benefit from a Spanish national extension? Can you please elaborate on that?
Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Did you hear me?
Unfortunately not, no.
Okay.
I'm currently in Greek and it's nearly midnight. I'm sitting in the hotel lobby, so probably there's the internet a little bit unstable.
We have room for one more quick question, and
Yeah, sure.
I was wondering, how exactly did you benefit from the Spanish national extension? Can you put it in a nutshell for us?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, we have the ETL process Starlims to Fire, where we focus on data of laboratory information systems, for example, specimen or centrifugation codes. And these items are documented in this SPREC. So it's a standard pre-analytics code, which does not haven't had corresponding SNOMED CT codes. And however, these codes are included in the national Spanish edition developed by the Spanish networks of biobanks. And they are also already part of our German implementation guide for the core data set of the module biobanks. So this is pretty awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andrea, for the great presentation. With that, we will conclude this session. Online delegates can join another session through the event lobby. And please join me in giving Andrea one more round of applause.
Thank you very much.